Aloha, Dr. Cordero and Dr. Higashi. This is Richard Y. Ali Ali here. We are interviewing Marsha Kochi for the DMIN 847, the Leadership Expression Soul Care and the 21st Century Leader. Well, today we're going to be talking about perspective, biblical heroes, and changes. Now, I want to get right into it. Marsha Kochi oversees part of the edification ministries such as community care, life change. She does all of the counseling, and she also does oversees the prayer and healing ministry. Well, Marsha, let me ask you this question: who is your biblical hero, and why are they important in your life and ministry?
I would have to say in Second Kings 5, they we talk about the king of Aram's commander of the army, and his name was Naaman. He's not my hero, but what he does is he raids Israel, and he takes a maid servant, a young girl, and he captures her and takes her to be his wife's maid servant. And this girl is unbelievable because her heart is so for the Lord that she doesn't care where she is, or she misses her family or her friends. She's taken from her home, and what she does is she wishes that her master would see this prophet in Samaria that will bring healing to him, because Naaman is a leper. No matter how skillful he was liked by everyone, very respected, but he was a leper. And she knew that he would heal. God would use Elijah to heal him.
What a great messenger. And they never mentioned her name,
They
right?
never mentioned her name.
Wow. Incredible courage. Let me ask you this then. What do you do to care for your soul, and what does your day, your week, your monthly rhythm looks like?
You know, I really believe in Pastor Wayne's Peppered. I love
Yeah.
the prayer, the exercise, the planning, reading, and the devotion. So that's what I have based. I mean, this is 15 years of counseling, and you know, counseling can wear you down.
Yeah.
And so if I wasn't exercising and I wasn't doing that and this is 7 years I've been doing this at boot camp. But if it weren't for all of those things, those disciplines that he proposed for us early on, I would have had a very difficult time. I would hold everything in, I think. Then I spend time with my family and with my husband, and so that really takes care of my soul. I have my accountability and my mentoring that I go and visit.
So one of the things that sort of releases in your life is the exercise, the time that you get to exercise.
Definitely. 3:45 in the morning, I head down to IAEA, and I start at about 4:30 doing the warm-ups, and yeah, that really keeps me sane, I think.
I remember reading one of Pete Scazzoro's books, Healthy Emotional Leaders, and he said that healthy endings move us into new beginnings. And I thought about that, how we got to keep our health strong for ourselves. Hey, let me ask you this question then: how do you balance family and ministry?
You know, we kind of do it this way. I don't get too much time to spend with my grandchildren because I'm at work for most of the hours. So what I do is I take them in the morning to school, and it's a really it's prime to me because they're up, they're ready to go to school, and then I get to pray for them, and they look forward to that. They actually do. You know, one day I actually forgot, and they reminded me that I needed to pray for them, so I had to go around the block. But it's my time with them. I talk to them about things that I ask them things like, how do you feel about what they're doing? Like my grandson is running track, and I asked him how he feels about that. Does he really want to, or was he forced to?
Oh.
And he shares with me, so which is good. Yeah.
They can always remember that Grandma Marsha always took us to school.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then: what is the one thing that you like to do differently in your life to enhance your longevity in ministry?
Hmm. You know, it's funny because we're learning about wabi sabi. You ever heard about wabi sabi?
No, no.
And it's in our master's program, we're learning about that, and it's like simplifying your life, but looking at the beauty in a broken vessel. And I thought, you know, I've always wanted to have a better testimony. I always wanted to say, like, you know, I didn't have any of those things, so I don't know what it's like to take drugs, or, but of course I cannot say that. But then when they said the broken vessel, there's beauty in the broken vessel, because when God transforms us, He's the ones that fills the cracks with, and the dents and the divots with gold, because of His healing, His transformation.
That's great. What was his name again?
Wabi sabi.
Here's a last question I want to ask you. What advice would you give the young interns or the young theologians just coming into the ministry?
I would really strongly suggest that they check their hearts. If they really truly love God and they really truly love people, because because you really have to. You can't be lazy. You really have to invest in people's lives. I think also I would say you gotta die a million deaths a day, and not take offense, not be so sensitive, and be ready to work and to invest.
That's great. You know, I just came back from not internship, but the program in New York, and we met with several pastors, and each of them, what was significant and they all had in common is they said, you'll not fall in love with the city, New York City, but you gotta fall in love with the people.
Yeah.
And I heard that from Pastor Wayne also. You gotta love the people. And that's so true. Well, thank you, Pastor Marsha Kochi, and thank you, Dr. Cordero and Dr. Higashi, for allowing me to interview her and just draw closer to Christ through her, through this class.